Police are investigating allegations by the mother of DeMarcus Cousins' son that Cousins threatened to shoot her in the head if she did not let their son, attend his wedding last week. Christy West also told police in Mobile, Alabama, that the Lakers center has been physically abusive. She is seeking a restraining order against Cousins, who declined comment when reached by ESPN. The NBA is also investigating. Now, the Lakers released a statement Tuesday which read in part, quote, "We are aware of the allegation involving DeMarcus Cousins and, of course, take this claim seriously. We're in the process of gathering information and will reserve further comment at this time."
Over the weekend, NBA baller DeMarcus Cousins had a silver lining in his not-so-hot summer when he married his longtime girlfriend. However, the wedding bliss came to a sudden halt when audio was released of Cousins threatening his baby mama the day before the wedding. Stay tuned for all the latest coming to you now. Hey guys, it's Britt Johnson. Make sure you follow me on social media at I am Britt Johnson and click subscribe to join the Fumble fam if you haven't already. What a terrible, terrible summer NBA baller DeMarcus Cousins has been having. The 29-year-old baller tore his ACL during a training session in Las Vegas just a few weeks ago, making it his third significant injury in less than 2 years. The NBA baller wasn't going to let that stop him from walking down the aisle and marrying his longtime girlfriend, Morgan Long, over the weekend at the St. Regis in Atlanta. The wedding included tons of NBA ballers, John Wall and Eric Bledsoe acting as groomsmen, and in attendance were former Golden State Warriors teammates Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, and Sean Livingston, as well as his former teammate, which is now his new teammate, Anthony Davis, who played with Cousins on the Pelicans and now has rejoined him on the Lakers. And of course, his other new Lakers teammate, Quinn Cook, also joined, and retired NBA baller Matt Barnes. Also in the house was Bay Area legend E40, who posted this pic on social media. One special person who wasn't in attendance at the wedding was DeMarcus Cousins' 7-year-old son with ex-girlfriend Christy West. The two really don't get along at all, according to this conversation that she reportedly recorded of the two the day before the wedding. In the voice recording, a man who is reportedly DeMarcus Cousins says this: "I'm going to ask you this one more time before I take it to another level. Can I have my son here, please?" After he says that, Christy then denies his request to let his son come to his wedding, and that's when things were definitely taken to another level. The voice on the recording went on to say this, and I quote, "I'm gonna make sure I put a bullet in your effing head." Okay guys, I personally have mixed feelings about this. Number one, I think it's a damn shame that his baby mama Christy would not let his own son come to his wedding. I think it's absolutely horrible to keep your kids away from their parents or to use the kids in the middle of your guys' battles. When the kid gets older, he's definitely gonna wonder, hey, why was I not allowed at my own dad's wedding? So that's first. Secondly, if that was DeMarcus Cousins, and I did listen to the video, it does sound a lot like DeMarcus Cousins. If that was him, I can't confirm it, but to threaten a female like that, I mean, anyone for that matter, is horrible. I also find it interesting that during Mother's Day, men give so much love to their own mamas, but then bash the women that birthed their child. Like, I understand why he would be upset. It's his wedding. He wants his son there. But blowing someone's head off is not the way to go about it, DeMarcus. These two loved each other at some point in life, right? I mean, they made a baby together. So they need to learn to work together. Their son is only 7 years old, and this is the beginning of what looks like a long, unhealthy co-parenting relationship, if it continues this way. After the call, Christy did go to the police department in Mobile, Alabama, and filed charges against DeMarcus, so I'm sure we will definitely be seeing how this plays out. I personally hope they can settle their differences for their child. To listen to the clip, make sure you head over to TMZ and let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, click subscribe, and shop the Fumble store for the latest game day gear. I'm your host, Britt Johnson.
Gronk called it a career in March by announcing
football was bringing me down, and I didn't like it. And I was losing that joy in life, like the joy. I'm sorry right now, but oh, dang, I really was, and I was fighting through it. And I knew what I signed up for, and I knew what I was fighting through. In the Super Bowl, about a couple minutes into the second quarter, I caught a pass on the left side, cut over, and the linebacker took me right out, right here in my quad. I flipped in the air, and I knew my quad was done. I slept for 5 minutes that night. I couldn't even think. I was in tears in my bed after a Super Bowl victory. It didn't make that much sense to me. And then for 4 weeks, I couldn't even sleep for more than 20 minutes a night after a Super Bowl win. And I was like, damn, like, this sucks. Like, it didn't feel good. Maybe down the road, whenever, if I gotta have that desire again, I gotta have that passion, I gotta have that fire. And I gotta have that sustainability to know if I go back out there, I can sustain it every week, week in, week out. I'm not gonna go out there and be beat the F up, you know, and feeling like crap. That's not the way to live. That's not the way to play football. Physically, I'll be ready. I could play right now if I wanted to play, hands down. I could run fast right now. I'm feeling good. But physically wise, I can do it. Mentally wise, desire wise, it's not there. My mind, my soul keeps telling me you need more time off. And when I feel like my body's top notch, my soul, my mind, mentally and physically, I'm ready, then I would go back to the NFL. If I ever get to that point, if I have that desire and I want to go back out there and I'm ready for it, then so be it. And that would be the time. Maybe never. But I mean, I don't, you know me though.
So he ends that in very Gronk-like fashion, but we did see another side there. With this season upon us, here's a reminder of how much Tom Brady will miss his big tight end. Brady has twice as many touchdown passes to Gronk as any other teammate in his career, with Randy Moss number 2 on the list. Since Gronk entered the league, Brady has a 77 total QBR with him on the field and 63 with him off the field. I'd like to officially welcome Rob Ninkovich to the ESPN family. Did you think you'd ever hear that? ESPN
well, it sounds
family.
Nice, doesn't it sound nice?
Listen,
it sounds nice.
We are glad to have you here. Longtime NFL veteran, of course, New England Patriots for years as well. And plain and simple, you know Gronk better than anybody in this building after those 7 seasons with him. So many people have speculated about his return potentially to the NFL at some point. He didn't close that door today. After hearing those words, what do you think about that possibility?
Man, that's tough because you saw the emotion and you saw how he was expressing himself to a room of people, and he still was holding back tears. When you play a game for a very long time, since you're a little kid and you have dreams and aspirations to play in the NFL, and then you do get there, it's tough when you have to walk away because of injury and just feeling mentally drained. And I think the hardest part would be, you know, we heard about the injury, or we heard about the thigh injury. We heard about, you know, how he felt during the season. For him to go back, if he did go back, he's going to feel pain the first week he's back. I mean, that's just football. So if you play football, it's a matter of time before, you know, what type of injury you're going to have to deal with. And you're going to deal with soreness. You're always going to deal with soreness. That's just the game itself. And every year you're older, the more you're sore, the worse you feel. I mean, I retired at 32. I didn't play at 33. I mean, there's a lot of guys playing at 33, 34, 35 that played DN linebacker. You know, for myself, it was the best decision for my family, for myself, for my future. And then you have to look at the big picture. For sure, for sure. But again, who knows right now? The door has not been closed on it. So much stood out about his comments and Andrew Luck's comments as well. But to me, I think the biggest thing, and Rob Gronkowski was emotional talking about it. He and Andrew Luck said they're missing that joy in playing the game and really in their lives. And I mean, how often through your 11-year career did you witness players, maybe even yourself, where that joy was gone? Well, I tell you what, when I was dealing with an ACL injury and had to come back the next year and then hurt my other knee and then had to rehab that, and I wasn't able to stick on a team because I was dealing with injuries, and you're always constantly in the training room trying to rehab, and people are talking about you, saying you're not that tough or you're not durable. It's challenging. It weighs on you. So, you know, and that's coming from a D lineman and special team guy that nobody really talked about. Andrew Luck, Rob Gronkowski, they're talked about a lot, and they have to play at a very high level all the time.
You know, I think it's really easy from us from the outside to say, hey, this is what you should do, push through it. I do believe it takes a lot of courage to make the decisions that these two men in particular have made over the last couple of days, and to talk about it without emotion. It's important.
Yep,
Rob, you're not done. So much more to talk about here on this Sports Center. Yes, including about the New England Patriots. Fair enough.
All right.
Stay tuned for that.
I can do that.
Michael.
All right, in Indy right now, it's Jacoby Brissett's world, and bruh has work to do. I mean, we talk about some rich quarterback history. Luck has the third most touchdown passes through 86 games in NFL history. Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas are just behind him on that list. Colts fans, I mean, let's be real. They've been kind of spoiled with either Manning or Luck on the roster every season since 1998. No surprise that only Green Bay has more touchdown passes than Indy over that span, thanks to two guys named Favre and Rodgers. And it's been so long since Manning or Luck wasn't on the roster. You have to go all the way back to 1997 when Jim Harbaugh was the Colts starting quarterback and Marshall Faulk their starting running back. So with all that being said,
comeback time, Michael.
What do the Colts think about the Brissett effect?
Have a plan on every play. Have a plan on every play. Keep it simple. Keep it simple and don't try to be a hero. Don't try to be a hero. Just play good football. You got good guys around you. I mean, that's really the message to any quarterback. Those are kind of core principles for any quarterback. So those are a few of the things.
He's responded well. He got out of his system. And it's his time. Step up and get up there to the plate and play football. He's our leader now, and we go as he go.
Now, look, this is a tough transition for Brissett to come in and become the starter. And you look at his history, Colts fans are like, man, we're going to have a downgrade, right? Well, here are the facts. The Colts averaged just below 17 points per game with Brissett at the helm in 2017, nearly 9 points fewer than they averaged with Andrew Luck as the starter. Now, for a little more perspective on the potential futures of Luck and even Rob Gronkowski, we kick it back to our PTI crew.
Hi, Wilbon. Who is more likely to return to the NFL, Andrew Luck or Rob Gronkowski?
Rob Gronkowski. This is not even close, Tony. Andrew Luck ain't coming back this year. He's just not.
No.
There's zero chance Andrew Luck would come back this year. I don't particularly think Andrew Luck will come back at all. I bet money, big money, that he won't come back this year. Gronk, by his own admission, he talks about next week, 3 weeks, 3 months. He gives you a range that covers a lot of stuff, but he doesn't really even speak to anything outside of next month. So Gronk, I suspect, could come back this year. Again, Andrew Luck, not this year.
So you get into a slippery slope when you start comparing people, which is about what I'm going to do. But it does seem to me that Gronkowski's worldview is not necessarily as expansive as Luck's worldview. Gronkowski already talking about coming back. Gronkowski appears to me to be more impetuous than Andrew Luck and may very well wake up one morning and say, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good and I want to play. Andrew Luck seemed to be tortured by the process of getting to retirement and then somehow freed by actually saying, I've made my decision and I'm going to stick with it. He may come back down the road. I'd be happy to see him play again. But in terms of coming back first, I'd be stunned if he beat Gronk.
So let's cut to the chase. Are we seeing Gronk this season on some roster?
Oh, I think it would be the Patriots. And the question for me would be, do you want one more year with Tom Brady? Do you want Brady? Because if I don't know that you come back, well, why would you not want him? He's a Hall of
Belichick.
Fame.
You want to try to get inside his head and tell you who he wants? No. I didn't think so. That's it. We're done. Back to you.
All right, guys, thank you. Still to come, new developments in today surrounding Jadeveon Clowney's future. Have the Texans set the stage to soon trade their star pass rusher? We've got the latest on that.
TMZ reporting that